Hi, welcome to Table Talk. I'm with my good friends Derek Neuman and Anthony Grant, two of the greatest people in the world. And guys, you guys probably seen like my YouTube videos where I talk about theology and stuff. And I want to use this great medium of YouTube to get the truth out there. Like I want to be a part of it, But I figured, why should it just be me speaking? I'm going to bring some of my friends who have insights that I don't and perspectives that I may have not seen. And let's do this thing together. Agreed?
Yeah.
So let's do this. Today's topic is God's love. Now, I want to make it clear from the beginning, this was not designed as a direct response to Mr. Rob Bell. This is something, would you guys agree, we're always talking about. And this is something the church has always, this is the heart of the gospel. So this is always timely. But with Rob Bell's stuff, it's a little, I guess, more timely. So this isn't a direct response to that, but it's definitely going to connect to that in some way, and we may mention him a little bit. But I just wanted to make it clear that this is always an important topic, defining what God's love is. And Derek, I know you've spoken about it a few times, and I wanted to ask you, how would you say that the Bible defines God's love, and how does that differ from the modern conception that's out there?
Well, Sam, I want to first thank you for having me on Table Talk here.
Oh, no problem. It's hard to book you. You're busy.
I think the verse that comes to my mind would be 1 John 4:10, where it says, "This is love, not that we loved God, but that He loved us and sent His Son as a propitiation for our sins." There's a lot in there. Right there you see, this is love. So it's given a definition of what love is biblically. Not that we loved God, but that He loved us,
right.
Sent His Son, Jesus, to be a propitiation for our sins. What does propitiation mean?
To take away wrath?
To take
right?
away, to expiate, to absorb wrath that's against people.
So Jesus absorbed the wrath of God for us, which means that God's angry about something.
God's angry about something, yes. I don't know if you want me to get into that, but I guess we could.
Go ahead.
God. The way I like to explain this is that, and I guess I'll tie it in a little bit of Rob Bell's book, because I felt like throughout the book,
which you have, by the way,
I have read.
There's a copy right over on the table. So
what he did throughout the book is I felt he didn't think that sin was that big of an offense to God. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I felt that throughout the book that's what he was saying. And when we need to understand who we've offended. I didn't offend Sam Torquezio. I didn't offend a judge. I offended the God of the universe with my sin. And who you offend, the authority of that offense will determine the punishment. For instance, if I want to give you a quick example, if I lied to you today, and broke some trust between us. For instance, like, why didn't you come over and do this Table Talk interview? And I said, I was sleepy, but I just didn't really want to come. That could break some trust. We wouldn't talk for maybe a week or so, but then maybe we'd reconcile. Okay? The offense was only against you. It's not the end of the world. Well, say I lied in court about it. Well, what happens when you lie in federal court? That's perjury. You could go to prison for that. You see, who I lied against, the authority changed the punishment.
Wow.
We have to see that in the light of God.
Who's the highest authority?
Who's the highest authority.
Yeah.
So, yes, we've sinned against God. He's the highest authority. That sin deserves eternal punishment. But the good news is the love. God, 1 John 4:10, that God, in His love, sent His Son as a propitiation, that He would take our place, absorb that wrath against us. So
that's amazing.
That would be the biblical definition. Then I would say, and to answer the second part, what is our culture's view? Well, I think the word love gets thrown around with ease. We love pizza. I love that movie. I love that song. I love my wife. Well, am I using the same word should it be interchangeable all the time? Do I love pizza the same way I love my wife? No.
Right.
So I think our culture is definitely misunderstood, and I think we don't understand what love is, and that's why we need the biblical definition. And I think 1 John 4:10 gives a great example of that.
And when I asked you to speak about that, I didn't know what verses you'd be using, but that was the verse on the back of my mind. We love him because he loved us, and we have to understand that love in the midst of God's wrath and God's anger. We actually have to take a commercial break, and the reason for that is, number one, these videos are hard to load, so I like to load about 6 minutes at a time. Kind of ghetto, I know. But two, I actually am going to use that to create an actual commercial for ChristianMovies.com. They got some of the greatest movies in the world. Time Changer, one of my favorites. So anyway, we'll go to the ChristianMovies.com advertisement, which is just going to be ChristianMovies.com. And please see the second part of this video, which should be posted about an hour or two after the first. So please check out part 2 of this video. So we'll take a break and we'll come back. So you can stop the recording.